Hello to all fans of beautiful things. We are really happy to greet you yet once again at our candle kitchen. This is our Master Sophia and your candle spirit, the voice of the candle spirit. Today we're gonna do something brand new, something really original, and Sonia is going to tell us what it is going to be. So Sonia, are you gonna be using some new base? Yes, I'm gonna take a 17 centimeter base. It's something in the middle between a 10 centimeter and 20 centimeter candles, and the difficulty here is that this kind of base cools down quicker than a 20 centimeter base, but the number of layers is gonna be approximately the same as a 10 centimeter candle. Does that mean that you're gonna have difficulties and no pleasure? No, it doesn't. So yes, this is going to be something in the middle between our small candle and our big candle. So first you should stir the colorants a little bit, and then you can start dipping. Sonia, are you gonna surprise us with the colors today? It depends. We'll see what I get in the end. I don't have any task in my mind, and we don't have any task to create a special collection, so we'll see. What if you mix blue and pink? What are you gonna get? Something purplish? Some purple hue? We can try. I've just had a look at the bucket of water, which is purple, and that's how I get this question in my head. I don't say that you have to do it now, because if you have some sort of an idea, then you can start with it. Or we can try mixing something in this video, because we have a pastel palette, some special colors, and we've never shown our viewers what's gonna happen if you mix them. So yes, more often than not, we mixed some similar colors from the same group. As usual, we dip the candle in water to save the colored layer, to fix it. I presume that professionals already know this information, but still, there always are some newbies who watch our videos, or just candle fans who are just trying to do it, testing it out. So it's going to be interesting for them as well. That's why we try to show the whole process, so you can repeat it afterwards. So this 17 centimeter base has 8 edges. So we're going to leave lines like that, so that the outstanding parts stay the same, intact, and for us to have a possibility to dip into more layers, to create more colored layers. So we are enhancing the edges. You can see that the edges of this candle base are more enhanced, more visible. But when you dip the candle several times into paraffin, this gradient between the edges becomes smoother. So now Sonia is mixing blue and pink, and you can see that this color looks a lot like purple. When you dip the candle into white, it makes the color more gentle, gives it a lighter, softer hue, even if you dip it into several colored layers afterwards. We often receive emails and comments where people say that we use 6 colors in this equipment, and people want to know if this palette is big enough to create beautiful carved candles, or if there is any sense, any purpose in getting and buying an equipment with a bigger number of cells, or perhaps is it better to purchase 2 sets of equipment at the same time? Well, we can say that it depends. It's clear, of course, that the more colors you have, the more convenient and the more interesting it is for you to work with them. But even if you have just 6 cells, 6 colors, you can still create a great number of colors, just learning how to mix them properly and how to create new hues. You can dip the candle for as many as 3 layers, one after another, without fixing each of them with water, and you'll get a brand new color in the end. Everyone knows that printers have just 3 or 4 main colorants, right? But as a result, in the end, they give out millions of colors. So here it's almost the same. We can get a lot of colors just by mixing them together. So depending on the palette which you add to the cells, we have a pastel palette in this case. They can be different. Yes, the colors can be different. If you add a classic palette, yellow, red, blue, then the new colors will also be classic. So the bottom line in a nutshell is that even if you purchase this type of equipment with just 6 cells for the colorants, you will be able to create a great many number of candles, and you will be able to create a great number of beautiful new colors, and you'll have a great result. And your collections will be amazing. So it all depends on your skills and imagination. Sonia, are these the final layers, or are you going to have anything else? I need a bit more layers. I can see that the candle is getting bigger and thicker, and I guess it's becoming heavier as well. Is that right? Yes. But the weight is building up gradually, so you kind of not notice it. If you want to have the effect of a snow white hat at the top of the candle, then you shouldn't dip the candle base into colored paraffin on its whole height. Dip it in the white color up to the top, but don't do that with the colors, leaving the hat white. In this case, the white color builds up at the top of the candle, and in the end you'll get a cute, nice snow white hat. And if you need a bigger part of the candle to stay white as well, then you just don't dip it that much too, leaving the top part of the candle white. I think this is the color of a lemon cake with some orange shred. We have always been able to cook tasty candles that look like something edible and provoke your appetite. When a child is growing up, they try to taste everything that is around them. And that's how we gain our taste experience. How does wood or metal or plastic taste? Children are interested in all those inedible things, they want to try them out. And all these things, they also have color, just like food. So when you look at something and you see its color, you can also try and think about what taste it has. What Sonia is doing now is called gradient. So she begins with less bright layers, less bright colors, to more bright colors. And even if the colors are too different from each other, you can still find a way to create a smooth gradient from one color to another. You should dip the part of the candle in water after you dip it into colored paraffin. Don't forget that. You need to fix the layer. Is that all? Have you finished dipping? Yes. So right now, my favorite part. Can't wait to see what's inside the candle. I can see a lot of purple and a lot of gradient in there. Do you smooth the bottom of the candle a little bit? Yes, I do. Flat, as usual. Everything is perfect. Sonia is a pro. I'm gonna try and carve some kind of a pattern which is totally unlike everything else we had before. I'd like to try and make the design, the pattern that we call a pine cone, basically. And I want to combine this cone with all the other patterns. Ooh, that's gonna be cool on our 8 edges candle. A real deal. This candle is sure gonna beat all records in the number of cuts. By the way, the most attentive viewers can count the number of cuts that Sonia is gonna make. So we usually asked you to count the number of layers. If you've counted this time as well, please write in the comments. Even if she dipped the candle just a little bit, it's gonna count as one time. Some people think that this pattern is really simple, and others can only master it after a couple of years of practice. I personally think that this is one of the easiest and simplest patterns. I have a feeling that this is going to be my favorite candle, because this pattern really looks great. It's just awesome. But you have to make it quick. Yes, the elements are too many. We'll have several rows of petals. Plus we have 8 edges on this candle. Plus don't forget that this is a 17cm candle, so that means that it doesn't have that much paraffin on it. We haven't dipped it too many times. So it's been heated, it hasn't been heated too much, and the temperature isn't that high for us to be able to work for a long time. Right now it's still very hot. Does it stay in the way when it's too hot at the beginning? Yes. The optimum time for carving is somewhere in the middle. When you start working with the candle, the temperature is not too good. But unfortunately, we have to start and work with different temperatures while making one and the same candle. At first, when you start carving, the candle is usually a bit too heated up, but it lets us have more time for carving it properly. And then, somewhere in the middle, after a while, that's the best time. That's the time when all the petals bend exactly as you want them to. But then, up to the end, if you've been carving for too long, you can see and you can feel that the candle is too cold already. You understand that and you realize that you've spent too much time on creating the first elements, and that you don't have enough time for making the last ones. So just an FYI for those who are watching our videos for the first time, for the newbie candle makers, watch carefully, be attentive. We already have 4 edges. So if you take one edge and have a look at the number of petals, then one petal counts for one floor, for one level, so to say. So we do already have 4 levels ready, and right now Sonia is finishing the 5th level. But this candle is going to have a lot of levels. So I wouldn't recommend new masters to try and make this candle, so you have to practice on other candle patterns first. If you make the petals too long, then while they're still warm, they won't bend properly. It will deform and lose its shape. But if you make it too short, then you won't have the needed angle for bending this petal. Maximum focus. Sonia, breathe. Take a deep breath. Breathing is life. The elements are very soft, so you can damage them pretty easily. Soon it's going to become easier. The more levels you have, the easier it gets. And the time will pass, the candle is going to become less hot. The most important thing is for us to have the right temperature for bending the petals while we are at the top levels. You can see the purple color clearly on these petals already. Sonia did everything right. She mixed the colors well. And this is how we got purple. We mixed white with blue and pink without water. And this is exactly how the layers mix at the candle, and you get a new color, which we haven't had before. Sonia, what should one do if at some point, for example now or a little bit later, you realize that the candle is going to cool down sooner than you'd like it to, and you won't be able to make everything that you wanted? What are you going to do? Well, first of all, the candle doesn't cool down suddenly, so it takes some time. And judging by the elements, by the temperature of the candle itself, you can feel it, and then you have time to make the pattern simpler and easier. So you can finish it off with just a couple of elements, and that will be it. Does that mean that you will have to change the pattern, the scheme, to create the elements that will let you shorten the time? Yes, exactly. What else can you do? If you can't think of any new elements, of the right elements that will help you finish the candle off, can you somehow heat it up, make it warmer? Theoretically, you can do it. You can create some kind of a warm box, but I would not recommend this way, because once you try it, you're not going to be able to resist doing it in the next time. Which means that the candle will not have its original temperature, its original flexibility. But technically you can put the candle in a warmer place and it will gain some temperature. But there are two main drawbacks of this method. First, it doesn't motivate you to do everything correctly and to build up your speed, your skills and techniques. And second of all, the elements that were made with this temperature and with this way, they might change. Right now they are fixed in a certain state, but if you heat them up for the second time, they might lose or change their shape somehow. So they're going to be deformed. Sonia, can you please tell us where are you going with this pattern? What kind of elements should we still expect from you? I'm a little bit altering the elements that we have already used in the previous videos. And this is how I'm getting a slightly new pattern. Is it still convenient to carve? Is the candle still warm? Yes, right now the temperature is the best. Purple is an interesting color. A lot of people think that purple is somehow connected with the depression, but I don't know why. And I've heard that purple is a royal color. I guess it depends, so tastes differ, but I like it a lot. But if you think about some psychological theory, which is based on the person's emotional state, then perhaps you can analyze why does the person choose these particular colors when they are making and carving a candle. Some would like to make a green candle, others favor red and black colors. So I think that a really bold, bright candle and a black candle can say a lot about the person who made them. But sometimes a candle is just a candle, nothing more to it. To me, it looks like some kind of purple waves, a fantasy movie or book. If you have any other associations when you look at these purple waves, then please share them in the comments. We would really like to know that. To know what this color scheme and these patterns provoke in you. Not everything we see is directly linked to its real image. So not everything we see looks as we see it. Sometimes it gives a great deal of work to our imagination. You have some great gradient there. Unexpected. This is pure improvisation. We would really like you to make your imagination work, to create amazing carved candles, and would like to see the best works. So I would like to remind you about our competition. You create a candle, then you make a great picture of it, and you send this picture to us. And if we get interested in your work, then we are going to choose it and try and create exactly the same candle at our candle kitchen. We'll show your candle to our viewers, to our subscribers, and I think it's going to be really interesting. I think this candle is really meditative. So Sonia is performing some kind of a psychological work here. Breathe deeply, think about good things, think about the future you want to be in. We are here, we're next to you, we're close. Sonia, can you hear how the stars are whispering to you when you're making this candle? I can hear everything. I think that in the end, when you finish making this candle, our viewers are gonna hear some kind of sound that will make them understand that the work has been finished and the world is never gonna be the same again. Okay, let's get back to our candle kitchen. We're still here, sitting next to the screen, watching the video. This is magic. From now on, I will think that not every candle needs a recipe, a scheme. Sometimes you get the best result when you improvise. And you can see it pretty well here, in the case of this candle. Are you gonna make anything else? No, I'm close to the end. I think this candle will fit perfectly in hypnosis state of mind. You can rotate it in front of the person's eyes, and the person will think about the past or imagine the future that can never happen. Okay, let's finish it. We can't be hypnotized for that long time. I think that this lesson, this video tutorial, has really been something special and unexpected, as special as unexpected as this very candle for you and for us both. But we do it all, so it's interesting for you to watch and so that you get new emotions. So please give us your likes, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next videos. Have a good day. Bye-bye.